We got a whole thing going on, but yeah, we're over $55 million in sales. That was something that I think kind of caught me off guard, is the collectibility of these.
Welcome to the Trading Cards and Collectibles podcast on the Radcast Network. From chasing grails to calling bluffs and going inside the hobby. Are you ready to collect? Let's get at it. Here is your host, Ryan Alford.
What's up, guys? Welcome to Trading Cards and Collectibles here on the Radcast Network. You know, I don't always get like shock and awe anymore. I don't always go surprise or go, I haven't seen that before. And this next guest has been around. His company's been around. They're doing pretty well. You're going to hear that in a second and be ready to fall on the floor like I did a minute ago when Kris and I were talking. But I got sent a little gift, and this means why you got to watch the show. If you're listening, you need to watch. If you're watching, you need to listen. But I got a beautiful baseball bat that's been carved into a mug. It's got our logo on it and my name, handcrafted for Ryan Alford. Who doesn't like that? Swig for the fences. We've got Kris Dehnert. He is the CEO and just bad MFer of Dugout Mugs. What's up, brother?
What's happening? Thanks for having me.
Yeah, man. This is fun. I love these.
Dude, they're sick.
You know, you had me at the mug. It's cool. I mean, what the hell, man? It's like, so simple, but so fun. And who the hell wouldn't want, your favorite team, player, whatever, on a damn baseball bat?
Just people with bad taste, I guess. That's who wouldn't want that. But we tell them that when you grab our wood, man, you're going to fall in love. So get ready.
I knew I liked you.
Yeah, man.
Yes. A lot of ways we can go with that. But Kris, man, I mean, where'd this idea come from? And what kind of bats are we talking about here?
So the one you got right there is birch. And where the idea came from, I will always show love to Randall, my ex-partner. He took a bearable baseball bat and he hollowed it out and turned it into probably one of the coolest mugs on the planet. And he had the idea, right? And he started jamming with it. And I have a long background in business. And at the time, I was looking for something just fun. I needed fun. I needed, I said some prayers up about it. I said, send me somebody who needs my skill set to just run with something. And I've had some successes and failures. You learn more about yourself and the failures. But this guy came out of nowhere. And I was like, dude, this was it. And this was the guy and this was the thing. And, I was like, you handle logistics, I'll handle the promotion. And I just started digging into I have a pretty cool network of people and business and otherwise. And yeah, man, we hit the ground running 2017, but he's the one that came up with the idea. And that was kind of like the rocket fuel. And, we ran it for, a handful of years together. And then he ended up retiring. He's significantly younger than I am. And he was having a family and all this. So I was like, dude, rock and roll. I'm having too much fun. I'm not going nowhere. So yeah, we've been jamming ever since, man.
Are you comfortable sharing sales numbers on the show?
I don't care. Yeah, I'm an open book, man.
How many, what are we selling in bats? We're doing how many mil on this thing?
Well, to date, and it's not just the mug, right? So we make, we turn bat slices into keychains and ornaments. And we have, this is one of my favorites, a baseball cut in half, turned into a bottle opener and home plate shaped coasters. And we got a whole thing going on, but we're over $55 million in sales, which tells us. And you know what? So what metric or what number is more impressive to me? 60,000 reviews online. That's what's more impressive to me, because what it means is that we did something that spoke to people.
Yeah,
right.
They feed each other, right? It probably wouldn't be.
Yeah, but if you don't put a good quality product out there and you don't back it up with a good experience, so like our whole motto is to celebrate and serve the heroes of the baseball community by creating like next level stuff, right? And that's what we've done. And the reviews and the people that we work with, it speaks for itself.
Collectibles.show is where you'll find all of the channels and learn more about what we're doing. And ultimately, hey, we want to hear from you. You do case hits at collectibles.show. We want you to send in your favorite pulls of the week. And here's the difference. This isn't about just value. Hey, we want to see some $10,000 hits. Had a couple of those myself a few months back. But it's not just about the value, it's about what you're collecting. What means something to you? Share a story, share a video of you holding up the card that you hit last week that was your favorite player and you nailed it. So case hits at collectibles.show, send in those videos. I want to know the stories. We're going to bring them to life here on the show. We're going to do a segment each week once we get rolling and get some videos in where we share that on the show with us. We want to feature you on Collectibles Show. It seems like obvious once you see it. It's kind of like those things you're like, well, why didn't I think of that? You know, but or would that really work? But yet I'm holding, I think, my own custom. This just holds 12 ounces. Is that right?
Yep. That one
so
is
a 12 ounce. 12 ounce mug here at the end of the bat. And you literally, how's this etched on here? Like, talk about the process of making these.
So that piece of wood was destined to be a baseball bat. So what we do is we get to the billet before they lathe it into a bat, and we turn it into 3 barrels instead. So we're not wasting the wood. Originally, we were chopping craft bats in half, turning the handles into bottle openers, turning the tops into mugs. Like, that's what was going on. Not scalable, by the way, and pretty wasteful. So we get to the billet before it becomes a bat, and we turned it into 3 barrels, and then we have custom equipment that punch the hole all the way down, goes down to about right there. And then there's a sealing process, a curing process, and then like this one right here, like, because we're collectibles. I'm a big in the collectible space, and that's why we got this conversation started. So this is one that launches tomorrow that we did for Pete Rose. It's his commemorative mug going into the cornfield, right? So then beautiful. All this is, dude, it's sick. So I've been working with the family.
Let's go there, brother. Let's talk stories.
So Pete, so brilliant. Like, he's so smart, and he remembered things from so far back, and the count when this happened and that happened and what the count was and who was on second. Like, it's crazy, his recollection all the way there towards the end. That was incredible. You know, another one of the collabs I love was the Sandlot. We all love the Sandlot. So my buddy, David Mickey Evans, was the writer, narrator, and director of the Sandlot. And I hit him up on Twitter. I said, hey, dude, I'm the guy running Dugout Mugs. He's like, oh, my God, I've seen these things. And we launched a collaboration right up here on my shelf. It's the Legends Never Die collection. And we have a Legends Never Die hat that underneath the bill, it's the Sandlot boys on the backstop. Oh, dude, it's sick. And then we have one where it's wrapped all the way around the mug, and it comes with an autographed photo inside. Because what we do and the collectible world, because I'm big in the hobby, right? So the collectible world and Dugout Mugs just overlap so well. I get to do it all and call it work, right? And the thing I did with the Sandlot, and I mean, back here it's Miggy and Big Poppy and Mariano and Johnny Damon, and Pete Alonso is a great dude that we work with a lot. And it's just so cool, the things that we've gotten to do, you know, Reggie Jacksons of the, you know, it's wild.
You sold some of your stuff?
I sold all my Pokemon cards.
You did?
Yeah, I sold like a big lot of them. They're all like $1 or something for $40. I was like happy with it.
He's too nice to make money.
I'm looking at Market. Market Movers doesn't have shipping on there. It's down right now too, which is.
Those are the ones you hold to the football season.
That's true. I respect it.
You gotta hold tight.
Yeah. 60. There you go.
Right.
Thank you.
Enjoy.
Yeah.
Hogan's working some deals here, you know. We're spying on him. Let's see how he does.
Will you take 49 for all this?
Yeah, that's fine.
Thanks, Coach.
No problem. Should you do like 75?
How much?
75?
I can't go that high.
You can't. 55 or 54?
54.
I'll take 45.
About 40.
Huh?
About 40.
Appreciate it.
Sir, what about on page right now?
No clue. I can try to see though.
Thanks for the join, man.
Thank you. See.
Nice to meet you, man.
You too.
Sold everything? So he started with $20 and zero cards, and he's leaving with 221. See, it's a good day. I don't know if I made that much profit. We sold a lot of like loose stuff. Yeah, there. We'll give you 25 for your trouble. How about that? Might get more than that over there. Yeah, how cool is that? When we come to these shows, it's all about moving volume of cards for us. We have hundreds, if not thousands of cards, and every now and then you'll get a guy that comes by that's a volume buyer. He gets a great deal on the volume of cards that he can sell. Then it moves a lot of stuff out of our collection, frees up some cash flow. They leave very happy, we're happy. We lose some volume, they gain some cards that they'll move on Whatnot, doing live selling, and that's what the hobby's about. Both sides win.
You know, there's a story here, and you know what I'm trying to do with this show is have conversations like this that are around the hobby, but also there's a great American theme here of dreaming big and, you know, turning your passion into profit and turning, you know, like doing what you want to do. And like collecting is like one of the great American pastimes, you know, but it can become the full time when you dream big and you go big. And I think that's what your story is about. You know, you almost, you know, you had a life changing experience. You go to work and you start doing what you love and you turn it into a multi-million-dollar business. You take over the whole company. And now you're making things that people cherish and that they collect and making a pretty damn good life for yourself, it sounds like.
Well, two things come to mind, very different things. Number one, I built a lifestyle by design, right? I built it around the things that I love to do. And that came after that experience I had. You know, my priorities changed. And I think my metrics changed because a lot of people chase the dollar. I was chasing the happy. Like, what makes me happy and how often can I do that every day? And if it's baseball cards or if it's celebrity events or if it's, you know, making people just incredibly happy with something we made for them. I'm going to share a story that happened 2 days ago. I'm in a big Astros fan page online. I work with those guys. We raise some money when the Hurricanes go through there. And I work with a lot of the players on the Astros. And there was a lady that posted something, and it was her father's jersey, or a jersey with her father's name over one of the seats that they were supposed to go to. He passed recently. And they buried him in his Yankees jersey, and all the pallbearers carried or wore Yankees jersey. So I saw that and I said, you know what? I'm going to do something special for this lady. I reached out to her and I said, send me your favorite picture of your father, and I'm going to turn it into a custom mug with Yankees on the front side commemorating his life. And I sent it to her. Actually, I sent her 4 of them because she had a couple siblings. And she's like, why'd you do that? And I said, why not? It's the right thing to do. You know, I saw that you were hurting and you needed to know that there's good things that are coming your way and that people, you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Like, just putting good into the world. And I've created a business that I get to do that. And I impacted this lady so profoundly. And it's just the way the world works, right? You got to go first. I just did a post about it on LinkedIn today about just going first in relationships. And guess what? At the end of the conversation, she's like, hey, my father had about 100,000 baseball cards, Mickey Mantles and Babe Ruths and all this stuff like that. And she's like, when it comes time, I'd like to give you one of those, and you can help me, direct where to, how to honor this collection. And I'm like, you got to be kidding me, right? I just did it to be good to somebody who did a post and who was hurting. And as it turns out, now I'm going to get a cool piece at some point. I don't even care when, that I'm going to have in my collection that has a story behind it, because all we got is our stories, right? And I think that's what collecting does for a lot of people. Brings us back to that story when we were a kid, that first 89 Griffey that we pulled, like you name it, right? Like it all goes back to some kind of feeling. And I think that's what a lot of people are missing, and that's what collecting does. It brings you back to a feeling.
It is a feeling. It's nostalgia, and it's a little hard to, to encapsulate everything that it is, but it definitely is a feeling. And I love what you said there. Like, I really hung on to, like, you go first.
Oh yeah.
Right? Like, that could be a slogan in and of itself, like our mantra for people. Like, take the first step in building that relationship or creating that bridge, right? A bridge is like from one thing to the other, but the only way that gets there is for someone to lay the bridge down to connect it.
Yeah. Start building it. And a lot of lessons to be learned there. And it translates to the hobby too. You create these relationships and connections, for
trading or for business or life or all those things. There's so many parallels that come to life. Back to the business, man. So how many different products are we making?
We have a 12-ounce mug, the Dugout Mug. And again, you'll appreciate the names. Then we have the Shortstop, which is a 9-ounce, like a whiskey mug. We have the Wind Up, which is a wine mug, holds 6 ounces. This is called the Cutter in honor of my boy Mariano, where we cut the baseball in half and turn it into this. Then we got the Season Opener, which is a baseball bat handle, bottle opener. We got a Knob Shot, which is a shot glass made out of a bat handle. Then we have a metal mug called the Dinger. It's a 20-ounce spill-proof tumbler that looks like an old Easton Green machine. Remember those things?
Yeah.
So yeah. And then we started with we started making the bat slice keychains that double as like an ornament. Those are cool. Coasters. We haven't even launched these. These launch next week. We started making these stone coasters. Dude, they're sick. Like,
oh wow.
Yeah, they look so good.
That's cool.
Yeah, we have stone coasters, and I'm playing. This is something else that I haven't launched yet, but I don't mind sharing it. So we started
first release here on the Trading Cards and Collectibles show here.
So we started playing around with the idea of mounting a bottle opener in the bottom of the mug.
Genius,
right? Yeah. So it's like, dude, crack it and go. So yeah, man, we're always innovating. Like we're trying. Like, how much fun can we have? Because fun's a very real currency in my life, and my company.
So, Kris, if I'm collecting, all this is about collectibles. I mean, you can see naturally, like it goes on the shelf. Are a lot of people collecting these, like different variations? I mean, and obviously, like the Pete Rose thing, I imagine that's a low print run or manufacturer, whatever you want to call it. Talk to me about the collectibility of these.
That was something that I think kind of caught me off guard, is the collectibility of these. Not if somebody has the mug and they want to add the opener, and they want to add the coasters, and they want to add the baseball opener, and they want to. One guy, he's a little OCD, but he bought all 30 teams for all products, and they line his entire man cave. I'm like, I mean, this guy went in, man. He's got thousands of dollars invested in what we're doing, but he loved it so much. So there's a real affinity towards our products and the customization ability of these products. Like people get, every time they go to a new stadium, they'll take one of our mugs and they'll engrave the date that them and their dad went to the stadium. So like there's so much like personalization options with our stuff. I think that's what's really done it, and it's not overly priced. I mean, we listen. I buy, I rip, I do, breaks, whatever. Our stuff is not that expensive in comparison. You're selling a finest box for $600. 25 finest, whatever it is. Come on now. Our stuff you guaranteed to win and get a hit for $100, $80, $70. You get something that. So I think from a pricing standpoint, especially in the hobby, which surrounding people in the hobby, I think the price point's there. I think the personalization's there, and that's why people have been collecting it. Now, when I work with players, so I've done I call it a signature series. We did Jose Canseco, Pudge Rodriguez, Pete Rose, I think Tucker, Wade Boggs is a good friend. Boggs, he did some stuff with us. So we'll work with some of these players and they'll autograph mugs, and then we'll sell those. I mean, we'll only sell them for like $100, right? We're not trying to make a bunch of cash on anybody. But it's so cool and so unique that people will buy it. The other thing we did, and I've done this on a few occasions, we do numbered because we individually laser each mug. It's not easy, but it's certainly doable, and we've certainly done it.
When you work with these individual players, so like Wade Boggs, Pete Rose, do you go out and approach them direct and just kind of like iron out a deal? Like, okay, sign this many, we'll print this many, we'll share in revenue. Like, how do those deals play out?
I'm a bigger fan of relationships. If I want it, fewer, bigger, better. Fewer people, bigger deals, better relationships. That's what I live by. And the relationships that I have with these people allow me to get the deals. So fortunately, we have a very reputable name and credible reputation in the baseball industry and with other people and other players, right? So it's an easy ask. I'm like, hey man, I know you got your thing coming up. Like we just did last week, Mariano's got his event coming up in 5 days up in New Rochelle for his tournament. And I reached out and I said, hey man, I got your trophies. We made the trophies for the tournament, first place, second place, third place, longest drive, closest to the pin, whatever, the golf tournaments. And I said, but I also connected, one of my buddies owns a Poker Depot and whatever. And I said, so I ripped you out 150 packs of custom logo playing cards, a couple hundred poker chips that you can give to everybody for ball markers. Like, just be somebody that somebody wants to know. Like, I think you even put in the post this morning or the other day, it's not, somebody else's job to remember you. It's your job to be unforgettable. So what I do is I try to bring enough value to somebody else that they're like, oh yeah, that's Kris. Like, yeah, what do you need, buddy? Right? Do people pick up the phone when you call? Right? Like, that's a pretty good indicator if you actually know them or not, is if they know you. And so that's what I do, man. I focus on the relationship. And like Boggs, I was at his house. We sat in his incredible man cave, surrounded by deer heads and hog heads and marlins and all this shit. And we just sat there just jamming, having a beer, of course, and signing mugs and talking about it and taking pictures. And it was just so cool. And yeah, we do a rev share, like, but it's nothing. Like, hey man, throw me like $20 a signature. I'll sign 200, cut him a check for a couple thousand. It's not a money thing. It's a make something fun thing. And that turns into a money thing. Even with our customers, man, it's relationships.
A lot to be learned. A big, business lesson right there. If anyone paying attention is in business, it's about relationships. And I love hey, it's not someone's job to remember you. It's your job to be unforgettable.
100%.
I love that. And that's same thing with collectibles, be unforgettable. I mean, what's your thoughts on the state of the hobby right now? I know you're a collector and you're going to show us some of your badass cards here shortly, but what do you think about what the hobby is today and how it's booming, and where do you see it going?
It's really wild. I knew Gary Vee briefly back in the day, and I've always followed him, and I like his mentality on things. And he was talking about it, 5, 6, 7 years ago. It's coming. Load up, get the big ones, the Jordan rookies, all this. So it's really cool to see it doing what it's doing. I think, unfortunately, it's a junk wax era 2.0, which is the overprinting. It's like 47 different parallels. It's not a one of one. If there's 12 parallels, there's 12 one of ones. Now it's one of 12, right? Like, but again, people are sheep in a lot of ways, and that's what it is. You're not changing it. We're not changing it today.
And I had that exact discussion.
Yeah, like, we're not changing that shit today. But what we can say is that things are being overprinted. I think the valuations on prospects are out of control. Sometimes you'll get a Skeens or somebody like that really shows up and does it. Remember when everybody was chasing Julio and Bobby Witt was like a secondary conversation, and now look how quick that changed. So JB Greer, he's their agent, both those guys. And I remember trying to get in touch with him about Julio, and he's like, oh, we can't, we're all, Julio. And then Bobby was cool as hell. He signed like 10 cards for me because we were doing some giveaways and stuff. And Bobby's just so cool and down to earth. And then the script flipped. And I think my point is chasing the prospects is very risky. So, again, but I think that's the overprinting and the overhyping of things. I'm a big collector. Like, I like guys that are proving themselves, the Aaron Judge, the Alonso, Otani's on that list. So the hobby is a little wonky. I think just like a pendulum, right? Like, it's overcompensation of stuff. I think that's what's happening with it, but that's okay. Like, the one thing I think they're missing the most is they're pricing it out of the ability for kids to get involved and stay involved. It's priced so ridiculously high. And I think that's going to come back down to earth a little bit. The prices are going to, be impacted from that. But overall, I think it's good to see all this activity again, because it's going to have a long tail to it.
Yeah. And I mean, there's a lot of people that have never been in the hobby, a lot of big money, and a lot of bigger names in business, that are treating it like an asset class now. And
agreed.
I think it's always been that to a degree. I don't know if it's been viewed that way holistically, but I think you're seeing more and more. I mean, Mr. Wonderful from Shark Tank, Kevin Leary, buying a $12 million card. I mean, you have to kind of stop for a second and still kind of remind yourself of that. But at the same time, what makes something valuable is what, the demand.
$20 bills printed on a piece of paper that's not even attached to nothing. Like, who we kidding here?
Exactly. The whole, I don't know, prospectus and perception, drive value. And it is crazy that a piece of cardboard could be worth 12 mil.
100%.
What did you think of that purchase?
It doesn't even faze me, because you see it over and over again. Like, or more importantly, like, you see some of these rookie quarterbacks or some of these prospect cards. They're one of ones, $130,000, $150,000. Damn. Like what? But you can go get a Miguel Cabrera, Gem Mint 10, or a Albert Pujols Gem Mint 10 rookie card for $1,000. That dude's a first ballot Hall of Famer, 700 plus home runs kind of thing.
Exactly. That doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make any sense. So that's the part that I think doesn't make a lot of sense. But yeah, it wasn't even shocking to me, to see one of those old cards do that, because they're so rare. They're actually rare. What
do you collect? Well, I know you got some stuff you're going to show. I want to see some of it. But what do you collect?
I like guns, old guns, unfired stuff. I have some really cool pocket knives that my dad, he's into that, and nothing crazy, like a dozen of them or something. But from a traditional sports collecting, mugs, I probably have 70 mugs up here signed. Some of them are like the one Miguel Cabrera. We got a Miggy 500 home run. There's only 3 of them that are signed, and 2 of them are on my shelf.
Wow.
Nolan Ryan, Pudge, Miguel Cabrera, Poppy, Mariano for sure, Johnny Damon for sure, Boggs. So I like these, but I mean, what a cool background, right? Like this is what I do, and it is cool, and it is worth a story. But so what I try to do is, like any of the guys that I'm, I do a deal with, or I collaborate with, I try to get them to sign a rookie card. I grabbed a few of them because I didn't know if we were going to be showing them on here. But and some of these will bring you back, dude. Like we'll start with my boy Mo. Like this one right here.
Oh, yeah.
Straight off the boat with the khakis, right? The old school Bowman. So we had him. We had Mariano ink that. One of my favorite people, super quiet kid, hell of a player, finally getting some respect in the hobby. Kyle Tucker.
What else we got?
Rod Carew.
Oh, wow. Rod Carew.
Yeah, that's his rookie cup card.
That's sweet.
This guy was so fun. We were at his tournament, and up in Baltimore's golf tournament, and he's cruising around just drinking out of drinking out of a dugout mug.
How's he? What's he like?
He's down to earth. He's big as hell. I did not
really?
Dude, I'm 6 foot, 290, right? And I'm standing next to this guy, and I look like a dwarf. Like he's way bigger than you think he is, man. I understand why he made it 2100 plus 2131 or whatever it was. I can see why. Now this dude right here, just down to earth as you get. Remember that old school Chipper prospect card?
Chipper Jones.
Yeah. This is.
I mean, being in Greenville, Atlanta was my team. Still my team.
Yeah,
the Braves. We're like 2 hours from the Braves.
Yeah. So we work with the Braves a ton, and that's what opened the door to that. There's one I'm gonna save till the end. I'm gonna show you that one because the condition of the card's next level. Pete Alonso, just down to earth. He's done videos for us. I drink beer out of my dugout mug, and super smart. We did polar bear trivia one time with him, and it was just all this trivia. That dude is sharp. Like Pete is super sharp, by the way. Side note. Chris Sale, he's a local guy here. Here in Lakeland. Crazy seeing him do a comeback. Miggy, we did the deal with Miggy. Yeah. That's just a classic card. Biggio.
If you're listening, you got to be watching, folks. If you're listening, you need to be watching to see these. Craig, was that Craig?
Yeah, this is Biggio.
Oh, yeah.
And then one of the absolute killer golfer, great dude. I give him a hug every time I see him. Pudge Rodriguez. That's his rookie cup.
Pudge.
I got a couple older ones here. So the Rocket.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that was a cool card.
That brings back memories.
It's good condition too.
It does look good.
Right. So I try to get the best condition.
Looks good. Yeah.
Yeah. So some of these, here, I'll tell you why they're all in these and not graded or anything. So what I'm doing is behind me, you can't see it, but I'm going to have the entire, because there's probably 20 other cards back here that not in this stack, but I'm going to have it all flat on my desk, and I'm going to get a piece of glass over top of it. And it's going to kind of be the desktop. So underneath the desktop is going to be all these autographed rookie or rookie cup cards. You got Boggs.
Oh, yeah.
One of my favorites. He's such a good dude. At one point, we even talked about him being in the company, because when you talk about beer and baseball, like Boggsy's at the top of the list. That was iconic.
Yiffy Jr.
Yeah. Got his. I have the upper deck graded, but that right there, I like the in-person ones. As you're talking about Bobby,
Oh, yeah.
That's a more newer version, right? Obviously. Canseco.
I got that card right here, that and the Bo Jackson of that series.
What is that, 86, I think? Yeah, 86.
Alts or whatever, like the secondary series. I forget the name. Update. There it is.
One of my dude, Johnny Damon, class act. Love Johnny. He's a Central Florida guy. Then we got Altuve. That was a cool card. I actually pulled the retail blue that, and it's being graded right now. I think it's going to gem. Sheffield, 509 home runs, not in the Hall of Fame. Cooperstown, I don't know what the hell you're doing.
I know. I remember chasing him.
Bro, he's so good. Such a good person, man.
So good.
I'll tell you a story about I'll tell you a couple stories about Reggie Jackson. Speak of Reggie Jackson, here you go.
There he is.
I got two of these.
That's beauty. That's a beauty.
So he's like, what can I do for you? And I said, you know what, Reggie? I said, because he gets our mugs for his event every year as the VIP gift to his attendees. And let me tell you, I've never been in a room like this before. And I've been in some rooms. Like, I'll tell you a story in a second. But this right here is one of my favorites. It's the Pete Rose Rookie Cup.
Oh, that's awesome.
But I mean, check the condition on this thing, man.
Dang.
What's a 64, I think? I have to look, but that's clean, right?
Damn. Very clean.
This is one of the ones that I kind of wanted to get graded. But I mean, the back of it, I mean, this thing's just clean.
Dang.
Yeah, 64. Yeah.
Yeah, I would take that one. Great hit machine. The greatest hitter of all time.
So, like, yeah, some of these are really cool. And so Reggie Jackson, I'll tell you a cool event. I was just telling a story the other day. So Reggie has a hell of a network, like next level. And Jim Crane owns the Astros. And Jim has a golf course here in Florida. And Reggie does the Mr. October Foundation event there. And I go down there, each year. And the third year, they're like, hey, bring some guests and you can golf the next day and blah, blah, blah. It's like, okay. So I go down there, and the night before, my wife went with me and a couple of my friends. And we're just cutting it up. And I'm sitting at a table it was me, Ozzie Smith, Mike Schmidt, and Andre Dawson. We're just sitting at a table, just talking over a cocktail. And they're arguing over who knew about Dugout Mugs first. Right. So it's like kind of a fun moment. And, Pudge was in the corner and he came, said, what's up? And so just surrounded by these incredible people. And Andre Dawson's like, well, my nephews keep stealing them from my house. I need to get some more. And Ozzy's like, I knew about these guys before they blew up. And Mike Schmidt's like, oh my God, I haven't heard of it. Felt like he was having FOMO. And, me just being a fly on the wall watching this, I was like, this shit's crazy. But the next morning is what was really crazy. So my wife went off to a spa or something, and I went there to the event, and I had breakfast. So I got there, you did breakfast a couple hours before the golf, starts. And Emmett Smith was sitting at a table, and I said, hey, Emmett, I'm going to jump in with you. And he's like, okay. So I sat down with Emmett Smith, and then up walks Urban Meyer and Tim Tebow. And they sit down there, hey, can we join you guys? I'm like, yeah. Certainly, right? Like, and then Urban grabs the mug. He's like, Tim, have you seen these? And Tim's like, yeah, he's a Florida guy. And because, we had conversations before about it. And then next to me sits, and they were across from me. And then next to me sits John Smoltz on the left side. And John's like, I remember these. And he was actually the first guy, and the mug's back here somewhere. John was the first guy to see a Dugout mug and sign one. Wow. 8 years ago. Or maybe even 9 years ago. And then on the other side of me sits down Barry Bonds. And I'm having breakfast with this group of people. And Emmett's telling me how he started to, he said, oh, this big corn-fed white guy put me to the ground one day. And that's when I started to learn how to duck and bob. And then Smoltz and Bonds are like getting all fired up about some old rivalry, how one threw at the other one and walked him, and then he hit a home run. Then he went and got on the team bus and was talking shit to him afterwards. I was like, dude, this is crazy. But yeah, so like to me, man, back to business, like that's currency, experiential living, stories, network. My network is extremely valuable to me. And this is kind of that thing that allowed my passion for the hobby, sports, business to all just kind of lock together. Oh man, it's been a very special last 4 or 5 years, especially.
No, man. Hey, they say living the dream. I mean,
yeah,
you're living it, man.
Trying,
you're making it.
Trying.
All right, here we go. Ryan Alford here with the Rad Collective doing a Mosaic 2024-25 basketball opening. I've heard these are hot. We're going to put it to the test. First with the blasters, we do have several to open, including the mega boxes. Oh yeah, there it is. Let's get that in frame. First box opening 2024 Mosaic basketball. those hobby boxes with autos. It's kind of our first autos getting back into it. So let's see if these are as hot as advertised. Jackson is a good looking card. PJ Washington, Tyrus Jones, Upton Johnson. Ooh, we've got our first parallel. I believe those are numbered too. We have rookie and a Jimmy Butler. I believe these are numbered. Yes, they are to 299. Very cool. Very cool. All right, second pack. Bobby Portis, Ardenson, Kason Wallace. Very good all season. Sabonis, and then we've got a Mosaic, Julius Randle, and a Stephon Castle. We like that. City Edition. RJ Barrett. Darius Garland. Yeah, that's interesting. Murray. Miles Bridges. This is the Blasters from 2024-25 Mosaic Basketball from Panini. Kyle Lowry. I see some good parallels here coming up. Jalen Suggs. Behind him, ooh, give and go Damian Lillard. That's a cool parallel. Right behind it, you got the double Celtics green color match. You got the Bucks color match. And then the green Mosaic color match. Jason Tatum. Yao Ming, NBA great. All green Tatum. I like that card. Get this Steph Curry. Oh yeah, with the bullish bull. Gary's done a great job with these. I love the crossover with Stephon Curry in our national case. What else we got here? Ooh, I'm liking the look of these parallels already. Man, Barry Smith, good player. Franz Wagner. Ooh, they're under road. Richard. Ooh, that is a good looking card. That's got to be numbered, right? That is a good looking parallel right there. Last pack Magic. Already had some good hits. I think we've probably gotten our winners. Zubac, Al Horford, Wendell Carter Jr. Oh, a true silver, Keldon Johnson. And finally, Cam Spencer. There you have it, folks. Mosaic 2024-25 basketball. Good looking set from Mosaic and Panini. Finally, we appreciate that after the Don Russ was just flat out atrocity. Let's just call it like it is. Not good. We appreciate you for watching. Go subscribe, please. Subscribe, share this. The Rad Collective on eBay Live. Thank you so much for watching and listening. This is it. This is the Rad Collective, and see you next time.
You see something you like in our pack rips on the show? Check out the Rad Collective eBay store and eBay Live shows at ebaylivestore.com or at breakingrad.com. All the cards we rip on the show will be available on both platforms.
What do you have? What's coming up? What's on the horizon? I know you shared a few products coming out, different things like that. What's the future hold?
The future for Dugout's pretty cool. Now that I have full control of it, I'm looking at additional products and additional companies. So there's a couple companies that I'm talking to right now, possibly rolling under the umbrella. So that's fun, kind of diversifying our offering and from that standpoint, international distribution. Currently, our products have been sold in 7 different countries, but doing it more purposefully. I think Canada makes a lot of sense. A lot of baseball going on up there right next door. So that's certainly part of it. But event-wise, we have the Mariano Rivera event. It's right here next to me. Mariano's is coming up. Big Poppies is November 13th down in South Florida. And then we have an event out in Vegas next week that we're doing. Because you know what, 2 areas of the business that we really didn't factor at first that are starting to develop. Corporate gifting is one of them. So I think our first real shot of corporate gifting was a casino did a $50,000 order. I'm wow. What in the hell is that about? And of course that got my attention, but it's okay, so they're getting it for their high rollers, their whales, whatever. Yeah. This recognition gift, the concept of something fully customizable, logoed, branded, but still personalized, still MLB licensed. And at volume, you're getting these things for under $50, right? Fully decked out. And that's a big play for a lot of companies. So we did Coors and Miller, Bud, Fox, Hard Rock, Celsius, a lot of private companies. And then I think I've been on Fox and Friends Live in New York 3 times. I was on World News Tonight with David Muir twice. 3 weeks ago, I was on Good Morning America. That's the 3rd time on there. The Today Show twice, CBS Morning a handful of times, Forbes Entrepreneur Magazine. It's crazy, right? this kind of publicity has now started getting us in front of companies, and the companies are really resonating with what we're doing because it's not just another tchotchke, right? The promotional product industry, just the shit that comes in that. This is one of those things where it's like unique and thoughtful and quality and something that people want to put on their desk. So that really started to pop. And then the retail industry. So we got picked up by Hallmark, Dick's, and Rally House, and Shields, and Fanatics, and groups like that. We didn't do it. My background's e-commerce, right? So I thought it was DTC. That's what I was doing. But really, I kind of reverse engineered it, because in retail, and anybody that's tried to get in retail knows, this won't sell. I need buybacks. I want terms. They just wreck you. So in this case, we kind of reverse engineered it to where I already have proof of concept. I have 60,000 reviews. I have hundreds of celebrities and athletes. I have the credibility. I have 3 million followers on social media. You can't tell me that it doesn't work. And they want 30, 60, 90-day terms. I'm like, no, you get to pay up front. How do you like it? Because they can't go around me because I have all the intellectual property locked up. So they can't circumvent me either. Right. So it's a really unique way to go into retail. It's a level playing field. Like, I'm not an idiot. I'll give net 30 to Dick's Sporting Goods. Okay. But my point is it's not so lopsided, because a lot of companies go into retail and it's lopsided and you just get taken. And in our situation, we don't have to worry about that, which has been kind of cool. So watching that's a show in Vegas we got to go to. It's a souvenir show of some sort. And that kind of stuff, we're really trying to develop that area of the business as well, retail.
Drop the website, man. Drop where they can find all the stuff you guys are doing, all those call to actions.
Yeah. So, dugoutmugs.com. You can't miss us. We're the only one out there. Find us on social. I also have a golf company. It's called Big Golf. So I do custom logo golf balls. We turn golf balls into bottle openers and cigar holders and stuff like that. So it's just, I'm trying to bring fun, quality stuff to people in and around sports and like having fun, right? It's not like a boring industry that so Dugout Mugs, Big Golf, and the only public social media I have is on LinkedIn. And that's obviously more of a business side of things. Everything else I kept private, man. I don't need that celebrity anymore. I used to, the old me did, but now it's like, man, I want to be famous to the people that matter, but I'm also an open book, and I don't mind being the face of Dugout and Big Golf and other things, because, I'm proud. Like, you touched on earlier in the show where I got really sick. I ruptured my appendix, not uncommon, but what was uncommon is I took a week to get my ass into the hospital, and I almost died over it. I had a little girl at home, 6 months old, when all this happened. So it really kind of shook up my psyche a bit. And it's like, okay, I came out the other side a changed man. And the check boxes that I have to check before I move in any direction are: can I play with my friends? Can I leverage my network? Will my kids be proud of me? Right? Does it take time? This is my home office. Does it take time away from my family? Right? The reason it took us so long to get this scheduled is because I drop my kids off and pick them up every day from school. Right? We had to find something that fit this middle of the day thing. So my point is like, I feel like I'm living in alignment now. The business side of me is very business. The network side of me is very, very powerful, and I still do deals, take deals, work on that kind of stuff in the business. Just on a topical level, Dugout Mugs and Big Golf, and we're doing some cool stuff. And if you ever want to talk shop about collectibles, like, man, I love that stuff. Let me see. This is one of my more favorite ones too. Right here is Tom Brady 101 plate autoed.
Oh. Yes.
That's a cool piece to go. And the others over there, those are PSA 10 Ohtani's, the 2018 Chrome 150. So I love those, Again, so I'm surrounded by collectibles. I love to collect things. I love to talk about it because it's fun. You know what I mean?
Oh, dude, you are living the dream. And, the alignment thing makes a lot of sense. And it's clear. This guy's living and preaching. He's preaching it, but he's living it because, again, he couldn't have been more real reaching out to me. We hit it off. He sent me a mug. I'm like, no, I drank a beer in your honor and you didn't even know it.
Go first. Relationships, man, go first.
Collectibles.show is where you'll find all of the channels and learn more about what we're doing. And ultimately, hey, we want to hear from you. You do case hits at collectibles.show. We want you to send in your favorite pulls of the week. And here's the difference. This isn't about just value. Hey, we want to see some $10,000 hits. Had a couple of those myself a few months back. But it's not just about the value, it's about what you're collecting. What means something to you? Share a story, share a video of you holding up the card that you hit last week that was your favorite player and you nailed it. So case hits at collectibles.show, send in those videos. I want to know the stories. We're going to bring them to life here on the show. We're going to do a segment each week once we get rolling and get some videos in where we share that on the show with us. We want to feature you on Collectibles Show. Hey guys. You know where to find us, Collectibles Show. You can find that on Instagram, YouTube. Look up Trading Cards and Collectibles podcast, anywhere and everywhere. We're out there. We're thankful for guys like Kris for making the hobby great, making the collectible space a place where we can all be proud for our kids to collect, to learn, to understand business, to understand, again, there's a human side to all of these things. And we appreciate you for listening. See you next time.
Thanks for tuning in to the show. Don't forget to follow us on your favorite podcast platform. And don't miss the full video version on YouTube. You can find us at www.collectibles.show or follow Ryan on Instagram at Ryan Alford. Now get out there and collect yours.